Just because we're in the midst of the onset of fall doesn't mean the gardening season is over. Let me show you how you can take something delicious and beautiful and add it to your fall garden for spring surprises.
The Garden Home Vlog is made possible by the following sponsors: Gilbert H. Wild & Son, Sun Patience, Ralston Family Farms, First Community Bank, and Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art. For more information, log on to pallensmith.com. Now back to P. Allen Smith and the Garden Home Vlog.
If you live in certain parts of the country, mainly where it's slightly warmer during the winter, and I know our weather is very unpredictable, you can actually grow a fall vegetable garden. And it's something that I really recommend. In fact, there are a lot of things we should sow in the fall. Some of the wildflowers, but that's a whole nother segment. We'll get to that some other time. But what happened in this bed this year has prompted me to talk to you about a fall garden. Now, if you look closely, you'll see evidence of what happened here. These little plants have just emerged and they're baby carrots. What I had done last year, I planted carrots in here. I gathered what I wanted to eat, left a few, and they bolted and created these beautiful, almost Queen Anne lace-like flowers that lasted for a long time. And I gathered up all of those seed heads, but in the course of it, some of them dropped here. And this is what we call a hardy volunteer, a volunteer seed that emerges out of the ground. So I'm going to be very careful. In fact, here's one right here that you can see. It was these French purple carrots. And this one is emerging from a root that was left from last year. So this has these purple carrots and they've reseeded. Now, it's not just carrots that one can grow if you live in parts of Zone 7 South. So all of our friends in those regions all the way up into California where the winters are mild, you can grow some of these fall vegetables. And so what I'm going to do in this bed is I'm going to leave all of these carrots that have volunteered. They've shown up here for duty. And I'm going to take some other greens that I want to grow, or another vegetable, I should say. And these are collard greens. I love Bulldog Collards. Now, why do I love them? I love the flavor of them, just like I do these gorgeous purple carrots. But I also love what they do in the spring garden. Once you've harvested all the leaves you can off these collards, these big, gorgeous, grayish green leaves, they bolt, just like the carrots bolted and made those Queen Anne lace-like flowers. Well, you get these beautiful yellow blooms. They're delicious, they're gorgeous on salads. Even the little seed pods they form are delicious on salads. Every aspect of the collard is edible. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take these Bulldog Collard seed and I'm just going to sow them across the ground like this, taking just a couple of tablespoons of them, and I'm just going to distribute them among these carrots like this and kind of knock the soil around just a little bit like this. And then I've got a little bit of organic fertilizer, and I'm just going to broadcast a little organic fertilizer over this bed like so. Evenly distribute it. This little vegetable garden has been here for almost 30 years, and you cannot believe how much has been grown out of these little beds. This is just 4x4. Now, there are other things I could plant, and I will show you how to plant other things a little later, but if you love arugula, you can grow greens all winter long if you give them a little protection, and depending on where you live. I don't want to overstate that, but you know, it's worth experimenting. My friends in Chicago, it's really challenging for them to have a fall garden, but the further south you go, the more likely it is you can do this. I grow red mustard, cabbage, I mentioned arugula, also bok choy, any of the cruciferous vegetables like broccoli or cauliflower. They love the cool temperatures that you get in the fall. And with these volunteers and just sowing some seed in prepared soil, that's the beauty of the raised bed, right? They're raised up. You can see these have been here quite a while, and they're still hanging in there. They're just showing a lot of character, but they've been extremely beneficial to me. If you look around, you can see herbs growing in them, Chinese garlic, chives, and flower. We've got rosemary and thyme, as well as some beautiful salvia that's in full bloom in this space. But it's now time to get some seeds started and let these little carrots come along, and this will be an explosion of bloom in the spring again. And along the way, I'll be able to graze here and have some very nutritious, organically grown food. So now what I'm going to do is just move my tools out of the way and give these guys a little drink of water. And I just want to gently apply the water to this dry soil. And you can see by just moving the soil around just a little bit, many of those seeds will get covered with just enough soil. And what you'll find is these things germinate so quickly. Just 2 weeks ago, there were no baby carrots here, and you can see there are lots of them. They're coming along beautifully. Now, one of the things I've done in years past is I've put plastic over these with a hoop made with some concrete reinforcing wire, and I made little cold frames. And that took me through, well, even into January, had lots of things to eat here. Now, what I'm going to do is plant some root vegetables as well. I'll be planting some beets as well as some radishes. Last year, we let some of the radishes go to maturity, meaning they put up a bolt and produce the most beautiful sprays of pink flowers. Well, I hope you found this helpful and will encourage you, if not inspire you, to plant a few of your own vegetables, even if it's in just containers. It's a great way to produce some of your own food. I derive great joy from it. And if you like what you see here, like the video, and I hope you'll subscribe to our channel. And if you want to know when new content's being posted, which is quite regularly, just ring the bell. Until then, happy gardening. Get out there and explore nature a little bit.